universe we know in our reality has believed in the Big Bang, the supposed fact that our universe has been created from the mere emptiness of nothing, subsequently creating the Earth we inhabit to this day. This belief sometimes brings certain comfort to humankind in believing there's nothing outside of our universe that threatens our existence, nor that poses a danger to the fabric of reality of itself. This belief, to put it in simple terms, is naive, as the creation of the universe we know and the other universes in the multiverse has definitely not come from mere nothing. Before our fabric of reality existed, before the multiverse existed even, there was a cosmic power and civilization before our time, outside of our multiverse's reality itself, that made this very reality possible. The realm of the Titans. The Titans, whose knowledge spans beyond our mortal comprehension and beyond, whose magic and minds have the ability to create such great crafts with their bare hands even, have long lived, fostering in harmony, peace, and order outside of our reality's fabric. Not many know the origin of this civilization, but the purity of their own already set order and harmonious principles remained untouched by corruption for that time. Even their architecture was so advanced beyond mortal comprehension that it surpasses even the greatest engineers and architects of mortal universes. This harmony was unrivaled for eons before deciding their own master plan. Thus, the Age of Creation was born with the intent of the Titans to be able to power and channel their magic in a pursuit of infinite knowledge for the better of their world, to be able to construct a more harmonious, more advanced, and more powerful civilization for themselves to prosper. In order to do so, each individual Titan has created their own universe, in order to use it as means to powering their magic and grow their intellect as architects of the multiverse. The first Titan was Volder, the wise king. Volder's universes are pretty similar to each other, and are the universe we, human mortals, know and hold dear today. Sometimes they have variations with each other. Other times they create alternate timelines, but the constants are the same. Our planet Earth as we know today, alongside the Milky Way we understand, and maybe even beyond. Volder created these universes in a calculated way, premeditating each step of each universe's evolution, even the creation of life forms in our planet Earth, and the evolution of species has been certainly a masterful craft of Volder himself. Each step afterwards of our history, then, has been calculated to maintain control of the universes, so nothing from inside poses a threat to other Titans' universes. It was, indeed, a controlled environment, whose creator's knowledge of astral mathematics and logic allows for a sustained set of worlds. The second Titan, Uld, the Dreamer, was instead the more creative of the most prominent Titans who created their own universes. Instead of meticulously calculating and crafting his worlds and universes, he let loose his wildest dreams into his universes, crafting whimsical yet beautiful works of dimensional art, like a grand master sculptor or artist crafting his magnum opus multiple times. This leads to worlds and universes whose inhabitants, habitats, and fabrics of reality being wild. Outrageous creations that do not even abide by the laws of physics or societal norms that we in Volder's worlds understand and comprehend. Creatures that defy our understanding of nature itself, elements that defy our understanding of reality, created like a charming and bewildering harmony with all sorts of tones and colors. And the third Titan, Uldath, the apprentice, followed the knowledge of these two other Titans. She, like Volder, created calculated crafts, but like Uld, she let loose these calculated destinies and fates to the wildest of reaches, allowing worlds where highly technological civilizations thrive with the most outrageous types of creatures. Some even have our own mortal human civilizations, as we know, but coexisting in highly advanced technological progresses with what we can consider alien creatures beyond our comprehension. All of this to a point where she can create a certain grade of harmony and a progress beyond our current mortal reaches.
She understood her mentor's knowledge to create wild, yet highly calculated and crafted universes. Some even like her mentor's worlds and universes. Other Titans learnt and followed the knowledge of the first three. The rest crafted their own contributions to the multiverse. Some were better than others, but all were created with one purpose in mind: to empower their magic and to gain knowledge that would be vital for the progress of their world. One Titan, however, wanted all this power of magic and this knowledge all for himself. He sought greed in his constant thirst for all the power in the realm of the Titans. He wanted to be the most powerful Titan all by himself, no matter the cost, and he would rebel against the other Titans' wishes. That Titan was Azathoth, the lunatic. He hungered all the power of Titan magic itself, and with his due conflicts with Valder and the rest of Titans came the Age of Chaos. His demented wish for controlling all the magic led him to create universes that no one could comprehend without delving in the depths of insanity. His form shifted into the abomination that other Titans saw with disgust as he turned more and more unhinged. He started becoming a form without logical sense, nor any reason. The corrupted magic he accumulated during his crafts made him into a monster of sorts. Thus, Valder, in all his wisdom, casted out the accursed former Titan from his realm, and casted the hex of his new title, the Demon Sultan. Azathoth, however, in his exile from the realm of the Titans, plotted and schemed. He kept creating universes from which he would use all sorts of abominations to enslave and turn into his demon army, one that would serve to his will. Soon Azathoth would start sending skirmishes against the Titans' world, claiming the lives of many Titans old and young. Valder would not stand an eon idling by these atrocities, and would fight back with his own army of Titans against the reign of terror that Azathoth brings upon this world. As the Titans gathered to stop Azathoth, Valder offered his knowledge of astral mathematics to create a barrier that would prevent the Demon Sultan from spreading his corruption to other universes. However, as they attempted to confront Azathoth, the Titans were confronted with legions of demons that the lunatic had summoned to aid him in his quest for power. In the ensuing battle, Valder found himself facing off against a particularly powerful demon, one that seemed impervious to the attacks of the other Titans. As he fought, Valder realized that this demon was not like the others. It was a manifestation of Azathoth's own power, given form and sentience by the lunatic's will. Battle after battle, skirmish after skirmish, assault after assault, Valder's wisdom would show as eons of warfare waged upon the lands of the realm of the Titans and beyond. Many demon foes were slain. Many Titans were as well. Eventually, Valder would settle a final, decisive battle against the Demon Sultan himself. Armed with the mighty mithril spear, a spear which material is the finest, most resistant and most resilient and powerful steel in the realm of the Titans, he charged his final assault on Azathoth's armies. Determined to end the madness, Valder forced his powers and drew forth the mithril spear, a weapon forged by the Titans in the early days of creation. With a fierce cry, he charged forward, striking the demon with all his might. The demon shrieked in pain as the spear pierced its hide, and a brilliant light erupted from the point of impact. The other Titans watched in awe as the mithril spear glowed with an otherworldly energy, and they realized that Valder had found the key to defeating Azathoth. But Azathoth could not be killed, nor he is alive. His form is such abominable, misshaped atrocity that he would thrive in a state neither of life nor death. Valder knew this, and thus punished the Demon Sultan by shattering his form into pieces, setting him in an eternal slumber, and scattering him across multiple universes in hopes he will not awaken ever again. In such case, any of Azathoth's fragments of chaotic flesh and horrors awakened. Valder scattered the fragments of the mithril spear as well to those same universes, in hopes any living, mortal or otherwise creature would be able to fight against the horror of the Demon Sultan himself. Valder would know too that Azathoth, in his slumber, would seek to corrupt the living creatures of the universes he inhabits in. Fragments of his heart are scattered in the multiverse, and one alone could turn a mortal creature into Azathoth's avatar. One that would need, in turn, to enslave fellow mortal beings to their bidding, to fulfill Azathoth's desires of vengeance, and to consume universes into chaos.